My name is Leslie Williams and I'm in San Diego, California, and I'm making this particular video file to inform the American people and actually citizens worldwide who's ever watching this video. I hope they stay with it, because what I'm about to describe to you is almost heinous. It is heinous in its nature, affects reality in its existence. It is prevalent, acting, and searching. And I make this video to inform, to expose the truth concerning some of the most literal heinous crimes in human history. The NSA and the CIA have literally decoded the human brain. And what they're doing, okay, and the NSA, the CIA, and the FBI know about this as well. All the alphabet agencies do, including the agencies that are behind them that we don't know the initials of. I'm going to give you a little parable here, a little sidebar illustration to help you understand something. If you go to the bottom of Freedom from Covert Harassment and Surveillance, you'll see 3 PDF links. All 3 of them are extremely important, and they are equal in importance. Remote neural monitoring, remote behavioral influencing technology, and directed energy weapons. And all these weapons were designed in order to be able to neurally manipulate us, neurally control us, neurally enslave us, torture us, harass us, on a non-stop basis for the rest of our lives once we are picked. And we can be targeted with this technology without even knowing it. Hang on 1 second, please. And it's not just the neural manipulation and the torture, the mental torture and the neural and physiological manipulation and torture. Mind hacking is what it is, and you can YouTube that. But what it is at the end of the day is nothing but a campaign for the federal government and its military to harvest emotional clusters and brain states. Now, I'm going to show you a diagram here. This is right here, this wavy line right here. This can be viewed as a representation of a normal human being's emotional states, brain states, when they're active, okay, and in a normal mode, in reference to them just going about their day, dealing with normal stresses, okay, including world events. But as a result of what is known as organized stalking and gang stalking expeditions, and don't get confused, it's not stalking by gangs, and it's organized harassment that is perpetrated deliberately and intentionally with complete criminal malice of forethought and criminal intent. And the reason why they do it is because what they're trying to do concerning targeted individuals is elevate their emotional states to spike as a result of the harassment, the rapes, the torture, the mental duress, the physiological duress. So our emotional clusters will spike, okay, as a result of the anger, the hate, the frustration, the depression, the anxiety, the rage, the fear, and the helplessness that is experienced by the target as a result of the harassment, the torture, the rapes, the assaults, and the total menticide of our mental faculties, which is done deliberately and intentionally with complete malice of forethought. And whenever these harassments and described crimes are expedited against the target, we have what is called EEG spikes to our emotional clusters. And what they are doing is recording them. Okay? These brain states are being deliberately brought about intentionally with criminal malice of forethought, so the EEG spikes can be monitored, recorded, and harvested in a computer. Be either retransmitted back towards us in the midst of the continued same harassment and torture and rape and assaults, yes, or at another target by tweaking these EEG spikes to match with a separate target's unique bio-resonance frequency of their brain. If you don't believe what I'm saying, listen to this.
And we have found some chips in some people as being done through chipping and non-chipping technology. When you put it in context with everything else, marks on the skin, break-ins, people following them around, which can be documented, then you have to take it seriously as victimization, and that they've been basically enrolled in experimental protocol, and it's not mental illness. Do we have any champions in Congress who will battle for us? So far, that's really kind of what we're looking for, and we're hoping that by having met with these people at the Presidential Commission on Bioethics, that will give us a stepping stone to getting some Congress people involved in the fight, and certainly involved in the fight in changing the common rule to where actually will protect you from experimentation. Because like I said, right now, the way it reads on these agencies getting informed consent, there's at least 4 ways for them to skirt informed consent that are so vague that it's amazing that more experimentation than is going on isn't being done on the public.
Okay, let's go to the phones. We'll go to Skype first of all in Macomb, Illinois. Julio's with us on Coast to Coast. Hi, Julio.
Hey, good morning, everybody. I had 2 quick questions and I have a comment, and I think some interesting stuff going on with me being followed. Do you think with sound technology they could be manipulating people through music and the media and the broadcasting major? So I think it's interesting how they could easily deceive people. And in terms of sound technology and cell phones, what could be a tipping point? I recently did an investigative report on Rahm Emanuel. It's on YouTube, Exposed Rahm Emanuel, and I think following that, I've been hearing things on my cell phone like glitches. I hear echoes all the time, and I have one of those quote smartphones, so I think it's really easy. I hear like people sometimes conversations in my cell phone while I'm talking with another person, and the person on the other line thinks I'm crazy, but I honestly hear this stuff, and I just want to hear from you. I think you're the perfect person, Dr. Hall, to ask about this. And God bless you, and keep up the good work. And George, you're off as well. What you're talking last night was great, so keep up the good work.
Go ahead, John.
Well, to answer your question, actually, that is actually older technology. Subliminal messaging through any type of sound wave is actually called silent sound spread spectrum technology. That was invented by a man, the last name of Lowry. The patent has been around for a long time, and according to him, and this is quotations directly from him, that he can piggyback the silent sound spread spectrum technology through anything that produces a radio frequency wave, whether it's a cell phone, stereo system, your car stereo, and according to him, can actually download emotional clusters sets into your brain and clone EEG tracings through silent sound spread spectrum, and that technology can be used across anything that generates audio or any type of a radio frequency signal. Certainly your stereo system or your cell phone would qualify.
So, when we look at the bioelectric frequencies of the target's brain, the resonance frequency, what they do is blanket the target's environment with a microwave. Okay? And microwaves can be viewed as just looking at these waves here, just like a wave in an ocean or a river. And what they do is blanket the target's environment with these microwaves and then interlace within the microwaves radio waves. And these radio waves are modulated down in reference to their frequency to match with the bioelectric frequency of the target's brain. Yeah, so the emotional clusters of anger, hate, frustration, depression, anxiety, rage, fear, helplessness, panic attacks, sexual stimulation, you name it, for a target to experience every single day, while they're being subject to the gang stalking, the voice-to-skull harassment, and the torture that is a result of both. Okay? You would not believe the crimes that are happening to just innocent people, and how we're kept isolated in these campaigns by these criminals. Yes, our government, at the military, federal, state, and local level. None of us targets, not one, has gotten one bit of help from the federal government, any government. And when I opened up this video, I said I'm going to state something here concerning the alphabet agencies. When you look at the remote neural monitoring file and the remote behavioral influencing technology file at the bottom of Freedom from Covert Harassment and Surveillance, it talks about how they're deliberately and intentionally can alter our alpha and beta waves in our brains. And guess who's doing it? The alphabet agencies. My name is Leslie Williams. I'm in San Diego, California. We were covered on the Jesse Ventura Brain Invader show's Conspiracy Theory, which can be YouTubed. We've been covered on Coast to Coast. We have went before the Presidential Commission bioethics issues and got not one bit of help. Hundreds of thousands of Americans and millions worldwide are being enslaved, neurally entrained, tortured, just for the sake of harvesting emotional clusters and for enslavement. These expeditions are directly connected to all different types of crimes: racketeering, insurance fraud, human trafficking, identity theft, you name it. And the government does not give one shit about one target. And guess who's paying for all of this? You, the taxpayer. And I'm here to inform you, to expose you to the truth. Human beings are literally being tortured on a daily basis. On a daily basis. We are literally and deliberately and intentionally kept isolated in these campaigns so we can be tortured 24/7, even when we're sleeping. We experience the gang stalking along all of our routes. Most targets experience voice to skull, which is harassment, audible harassment that we experience as a result of the computer to brain link, which is clearly mentioned in the remote neural monitoring file. Yes, and we're deliberately and intentionally, with complete malice of forethought and criminal intent by the perpetrators in our government, kept isolated in these campaigns so the campaigns can continue on a daily basis, day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year, every single day along all of our routes. And that's not including what we experience as we're sleeping. Is artificial dreams mentioned in the remote neural monitoring file? Was it covered by an individual who wrote a book called The Invisible Crime on Coast to Coast on 2/14/2013? Yes, it was. My name is Leslie Williams. I am a targeted individual in San Diego, California, and it is my Christian duty and my human duty to expose these crimes, the perpetrators involved, and to just let you know that this is what our government is doing to us with your tax dollars, and we can get no help. And when we reach out for help, we're falsely arrested, falsely institutionalized, set up to be jailed, and even murdered, because they want to do to us in order to harvest emotional clusters to eventually beam back to you. And if you don't believe it, I strongly suggest you closely listen to what Robert Becker has to say in the Brain Invader show. He was on the Jesse Ventura Brain Invader show, Conspiracy Theory. Yes, he literally flat out states it will be used on everybody, just like Julian McKinney states in the Greg Skamansky live leak broadcast, which can be Googled. Yes, how they're harvesting emotional clusters, not just from us targets, but they're also neurally choreographing the people that they get to harass us. Yes, for future exploitation. And Robert Becker is mentioned in he's the first one mentioned in the resources feature of the remote neural monitoring file at the bottom of Freedom from Covert Harassment and Surveillance. So I'm here today, fellow American citizens and citizens worldwide, to tell you, one day you're going to have to rise up, stand up, and say, no, you do not have a right to do this to me, because eventually they will do it to you and your children. This technology was not developed for no reason. I'm in San Diego, California. My name is Leslie Williams. I am not involved in any illegal activity whatsoever, and I am not crazy in any way, shape, or form. I am deliberately and intentionally, overtly and covertly harassed along all my routes as a result of sensitization methods that are crafted and brought about towards me along all my routes overtly as a result of the tracking. And I'm kept isolated in this campaign as a result of my emails being intercepted, rerouted, faked, and my cell phone hacked. Yes. And as a result of the physical tracking and surveillance, I can't get no help from a lawyer, because they are told with NSA letters not to help us. Or they're actually remotely behavioral influenced themselves not to help us. It's a perfect crime. It's a crime of torture. And my name is Leslie Williams, and I expose these factual realities so citizens, no matter what country you're in, can know the truth about how much our governments care about us. The governments I support through my tax dollars when I buy a pack of cigarettes. I'm literally paying the government to torture me. My name is Leslie Williams. I'm in San Diego, California, and I make these video files to inform, to expose the truth. Have a nice day.